In one of the streets of Old Cairo, Loza the cat was wandering through the crowds, looking for any scraps to satisfy her hunger. She was thin, with dirty fur and wide eyes that shone under the lamplight. She had no shelter and spent her nights under cars or next to garbage cans, sheltering from the cold and the people who paid her no attention. While Loza was searching for food, she smelled a delicious scent coming from a fancy restaurant. She approached cautiously, and before she could even think about entering, she found a hand grabbing her violently. It was a large man in elegant clothes, looking at her shrewdly. He smiled and said, "You are exactly what I'm looking for." Loza didn't understand what was going on, but she found herself being taken to a cage inside a small warehouse, where there were other cats who looked exhausted and scared. She realized she had fallen into the trap of someone who exploited cats to lure them with food, then forced them to perform tricks in front of customers to earn money. The man began training Loza to do funny moves like jumping through hoops or walking on her hind legs. He forced her to train all day in exchange for little food. At first, she didn't understand anything, but after a while, she realized that customers threw away money when she made a good offer. Loza hated this life, but she learned how to use the situation to her advantage. She noticed that some wealthy customers loved rare, trained cats, and she began to act charmingly in front of them, as if she were a unique cat. One day, a wealthy man visited the restaurant with his young daughter. The girl was very impressed with Loza and said to her father, "Dad, I want this cat." The big man tried to refuse at first, but he couldn't resist the large sum of money offered by the girl's father. Thus, Loza moved from a life of exploitation to a luxurious mansion, where she found herself sleeping on soft pillows and eating the finest food. Days passed, and Loza transformed from a stray cat to a pampered cat in a luxurious mansion. She now had a closet full of accessories and began to appear in photos with the family on social media. She was even treated like a famous star. One day, while sitting by the window and looking out at the street, she remembered her previous life. She had never forgotten the suffering she had gone through, but now she knew how to use circumstances to her advantage. She transformed from a poor, stray cat to a lucky cat living a life of luxury, all because she was smart enough to take advantage of the opportunities presented to her